So the scene is set in the Tuscan hillsides of Mugello. The crowd are waiting for this one. 11 riders are ready to go racing in Mugello, and of course it's one of the most picturesque and beautiful circuits around the world. And as we can see, it looks like the weather gods have made a turn for the worst, and this is throwing a curveball the way of the riders in Mugello. And Max, you're very well known to some wet weather conditions, and of course podium conditions in the wet around Mugello.
Well, Mugello is a fantastic track, but I see some drop, so it makes for the rider much more critical, also to set up the dirt bike. And also in Mugello compared to Jerez, the top speed is way higher, so it's over 340 km/h. So depends on the way they set up the bike, but also it's crucial at the end of the straight. It's very easy to overbrake and to maybe to pass, but in this condition, I don't know. I'm very curious to see how they adapt on the wet track.
You took a podium in 2001 aboard the 500cc.
Yeah.
How difficult, if you've got advice to the riders, what do they have to do in these wet conditions?
Well, that time there is no even traction control. Now there are so many, many electronic systems. So again, try to set up the bike in the best ways possible and try to be consistent for the long distance of race.
Yeah, and as championship contenders, as we just saw on screen there, Jack Hammer and Daniele Aloe, their nerves must be going through a lot right now, especially in the wet conditions.
Yeah, that's the condition you don't really dream about, to make one of the final on this condition, on this kind of surface. It makes critical, but sometimes some rider can make a big surprise, even if it's not fast and dry, but the wet can be so fast.
Yeah, you're absolutely right there, Max. Anything can happen here in wet conditions, and we expect something from a lot of these riders, potentially riders that don't usually get a chance at the front. What contrasted your three-time champion? He's trying to bounce back after a tough Jerez, as is your championship leader, Daniele Aloe, from the middle of the second row. However, his main championship rival, Jack Hammer, is just next to him on row 2. Flavio Baldacci, he'll be looking for a big result here at his home circuit, as well Spadalongo on the GP23, with Kainsta on the outside of row number 3. And then on row 4, we look for Deepu Akbar, the Indonesian rider. What can he do in the wet conditions? And Exa Rock rounds out your runners and riders ahead of this 8-lap race. Race number 5 at Mugello. So as we get ready for lights on, we will be ready for lights out just as the clutch drops any moment now. A Honda 1-2 at the front, and we're watching Tras. He got a sluggish start, however, here comes Davide Turrisi. Davide Turrisi, the Aprilia rider, bumping and boring with the 2 Hondas. Daniele Aloe from the second row. He's coming through for the lead, not quite, as Davide Turrisi takes lead on board the Aprilia, but it's Adrian who's muscled his way back to the front. But Tras, we thought he got a sluggish start, but he's back into lead. There's some moments further back, runs out wide, but Jack Hammer just ahead of us, trying to go round the outside of Trast and Adrian.
Yeah, absolutely. In these conditions, we're going to see Adrian and Trast doing incredibly well, I think, because there are two-time and three-time champions. They've had more races than anyone else. And of course, they both won here as well. Trast won back in 2021, 2022 and 2023, whereas Adrian won back in 2020.
Yeah, some big names have done very well around this circuit. And Davide Turrisi, after that mega start, is coming out of some pressure from your three-time champ, Trast. And this is just allowing Adrian and Jack Hammer to just get away ever so slightly. But Daniele Aloe, he needs to start making some moves now. He's mired back deep in the pack of fifth, and he's now making the move. He's got one, he's gone for 2. He's run a little bit deep. This has allowed Trast back up the outside, and Trast goes from 4th to 3rd and back again. As Daniele Aloe, he's fighting with all his might to gain back as many points as he possibly can. However, Turrisi's having none of it.
Yeah, Turrisi, oh, what a move he attempted there. Daniele Aloe, he's recovered really well. Now he's trying to just make sure that he stays in this fight for the podium, but it's not going to be easy when you've got someone with Trast's experience ahead of him.
Yeah, you can see how much he's fighting. He's trying to gain back all he can, but it's Adrian leading the way on board the Repsol Honda, just ahead of your reigning champion on board the Red Bull KTM factory racing team. Now as we come over the crest of the hill, down the 300+ kilometre straight, it is Adrian leading the way from Jack Hammer and Trast in 3rd, and your championship leader Daniele Aloe. He's got a lot of work to do from 4th.
just look at that spray as well. These conditions are so treacherous, so difficult to be able to get to grips with. And for the time being, well, these leading gamers at the front are doing so well.
Yeah, they are indeed. They're really showing why they are truly world class on board the MotoGP machines. And Max, when it comes to these conditions at Mugello, I can imagine all of it is extremely tricky, but where is the most difficult part of the circuit? Not just in the dry, but also in the wet?
I think there is every corner is very more difficult compared to the dry, but anyway, I'm very surprised to see how much angle and also on the white line, the curves, in this condition they can find a grip, which is very, very complicated, but the bike looks very stable. I don't know the setup they're using, but looks like there is a good grip. It looks like.
Yeah, it does.
It looks like.
It looks like.
I was going to say back when you were riding the 500s or when you were racing the MotoGP bikes, when you touched a white line, that would be game over.
Uh-oh, there's no even thing to touch the white line.
No grab whatsoever. And Daniele Aloi, as we were just talking away, he's lost a position to Spada Longo. So the young Italian rider is really starting to show form here in Mugello, and Daniele Aloi is going backwards. Turrisi, he doesn't mind getting his elbows out, does he?
Absolutely
the
not.
rider's going for a fifth. He can't do it right in the
Fabio's down. Fabio Baldacci's gone down.
That's a big shame for Baldacci, the Prima Pramac Racing rider. However, we are watching, quite importantly, this battle for fifth and sixth. As Daniele Aloi is watching his championship advantage slip through his fingers. Davide Turrisi is just winding the wick up as we come across the start-finish line any moment, but it is Adrian from Jackhammer Trast, Spada Longo and Daniele Aloi from Turrisi, and Piero Ricciuti as well is coming into this one.
Yeah, Ricciuti started from P2. I think he's been really impressive. It's just maybe lacking a little bit of luck. He's still got time to get back into this race and try and fight his way up through the pack and towards the front. Here we are with Trast now, who is right on the back wheel of Jackhammer. These three, they were so good
there we go.
year.
Sorry to jump over you there, Connor. Davide Turrisi's got past Daniele Aloi.
Oh.
So that's disaster. Here comes Ricciuti as well, and can't make it stick. I don't know about you two, however, it looks like it might be starting to get a little bit lighter out there on the circuit.
Yeah, it does look like it's getting a bit drier out there. I'm not going to be the one to judge that. The riders will have to make any decision of their own volition, but this could make it a lot more interesting, Liam.
It could indeed. Just remember, we did have changeable conditions back at Sepang, and of course it was Keinsta that took the brave pill and decided to stay out until the very end. It didn't work out for him then, but could it work out for him or any of the other riders? Now as Trast goes for a move on Jackhammer, he's made it stick, so Trast has got some incredible speed at this stage of the race. He's now gunning after his second most qualified champion in the field, Adrian. These two we've seen over the years have just had so much rivalry, so many battles, and there they are, our three champions from the helicopter shot in one picture. That is what you love to see.
Yeah, absolutely. This is such a close race. There's still so much left for us to enjoy, and these three, well, it's a historic rivalry between Adrian and Trast. It goes way back to the very start of this MotoGP eSport competition. Jackhammer's thrown his hat into the ring, and now he's going to be desperate to overtake these two as well.
Yeah, Jackhammer might just be playing his cards correct here, might just be boxing clever. He knows that he's ahead of Daniele Aloi. That's what he needs to do. However, with these two battling in the front, Trast has got the run in Adrian. Around the outside goes Trast. That is why he is a three-time champion in eSport. Adrian has to settle for second for the time being. And I must say, I'll echo what I said one lap ago. That looks like it's almost dry.
Yeah, absolutely. There's no more spray on that back wheel for the riders. I wonder if anyone's going to go into the pits, Liam.
Yeah, I can imagine we're about to see some pit stops potentially. I wonder if anyone will try and brave it out to the very, very end. But Max, some bike swaps in MotoGP is something that you just missed out on, but I believe you might have tried it in World Superbike.
Well, I think now it's stopped raining, and maybe one of them, for sure, few. Oh, what happened?
Oh, we just moved to Adrian, so nothing happened. Everything's okay.
Oh, maybe soon we will see some change on tires, but I don't know how much difficult can be because the gap between slick on this condition, rain, maybe it's not so much at the moment, but maybe a few laps it will be even bigger, this gap.
Must be extremely difficult out there for the riders. And now if we throw the flag out now, the championship advantage goes the way of Trast. That's what happens with these big point events. You get 50 points for the victory, and of course if you're sitting fourth in the championship, with the way it's finishing right now, Connor, it could be going the way of Trast.
Yeah, absolutely incredible from Trast. And I think maybe we expected it from as well. He's been so good historically in Mugello. It's his home track. He's so good here. Just look at that concentration right there. He knows what he needs to do, and he's been on the podium 5 times here, Liam, 3 of which were wins.
Yeah, they were indeed. He's gunning for his 4th victory. Will we see anyone coming for Big Swap? We will. Trast is coming.
Oh, Trast!
Oh my goodness.
Trast, what about that?
This is something for the book. He's throwing the kitchen sink at this one, and Trast has come in early as Adrian and Jackhammer have said, we don't think it's quite time to switch just yet.
Extra Rock as well, Flavio Baldacci. This is getting interesting. It's these kind of tactical things which we enjoy so much currently in MotoGP.
It's utterly incredible, and timing this right is what will make or break this race. And I'm glad I'm not one that's playing along with this one because it looks incredible. Well, Adrian leads away for now, Jackhammer in second, and well, Trast, who was your early race leader, did pit Fuslix for Big Swap, and Extra Rock and Flavio Baldacci followed him in.
Well, if it stays like this, well, it'd be Jackhammer who would be leading in the rider standings. This is absolutely sensational. Adrian would move up to second. Daniele Aloe would drop down to third, so that just goes to show anyone can win here.
Daniele Aloe is having a nightmare, as you quite rightly pointed out there, Connor. And Max, when it comes to riding in these conditions, when it is drying up, the wet tyres start to overheat a little bit. It turns into sort of chewing gum.
Well, maybe Trast make good choice. You know, it was the first one, but what's strange to me that it was leading and it was even the first one to pit in. So I don't know. Maybe you already feel some different on tires, and maybe he was the one to make good moves. Well, we will see now after 1 or 2 laps.
Yeah, it'll be very interesting indeed, won't it?
Well, only 3 laps to go. Eh?
Yeah.
3 laps to go. Will Adrian or Jackhammer make that switch, or will they stay out and allow Trast potentially on those slick tyres to come back at them? And the rider that is honing into view ever so slightly, he's a big yellow highlighter basically. It is Spadalongo who is closing in on your top 2. Now, will we see a piss up? No, we won't. They may have just missed the crossing point. Adrian, Jackhammer, Spadalongo and Daniele Aloe all stay out.
Look at Jackhammer there. What about that? He got such drive there. But there is Adrian still leading. Is Jackhammer going to be able to make a move here? It's going to be so difficult. He's trying to get there on the inside line. He's narrowing that gap, but not enough. It's still Adrian who leads here.
We've got to keep a close eye on the gap from Trast to your leaders. It is coming down bit by bit, sector by sector. Only a couple of tenths so far on this lap. Maybe he took the wrong decision here. We can now see Jackhammer and Adrian battling for the victory. Here is Trast on screen. You can see those slick tyres as he barrels into the first corner, and aboard the Monster Energy Yamaha racing team. Has he made the right call? It's so hard to tell right now.
It's so hard to tell right now, but as you said, Liam, that gap is coming down. The issue is it coming down fast enough? Because he needs to get it down. It's coming down quickly at the time being, but I'm not sure if it's coming down enough, and these two who are leading the race are doing so well.
Well, remember back to Sepang, we weren't quite sure if Trast made the right call to come in for the wet tyres. However, we were completely wrong, and Trast did time it absolutely perfect to take his only victory so far in 24.
Yeah, there's a reason why he's a 3-time world champion and we're not, Liam.
Exactly, yeah. He knows how to do it. So does the man sitting between us, Max Biaggi. He knows how to...
Well, it looks like
you're right. So Jackhammer back into the lead of the race after that mistake by Adrian. So easy to do, runs across the curb. Now Jackhammer, the ball is in his court. However, on this lap, Trast has taken 6 seconds out of your leaders.
It's coming.
Cue the Jaws music.
Yeah, look at it. It's coming down quickly now. There's still time for Trast to get through this field. I think he might have made the right decision here.
I think you may be right there, Connor. 6 seconds in 1 lap. The gap as it comes across the lane is 12 seconds. So Jackhammer, with 2 laps to go, leads from Adrian, and Spadalongo rounds out your podium. But looming into shot there is your current championship leader, Daniele, in 4th. This could potentially be what he needs. It looked like the race had completely gone from Daniele Aloe, but he's now starting to come back.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's the difference between Daniele Aloe last season and Daniele Aloe this season. He's been so good. That experience from his rookie season has really paid off. I mean, he'd never won before this year, and then he showed us exactly what he was capable of doing in round 1.
He has indeed. Now, it looks like Adrian might be struggling a little bit more than the riders around him. Jackhammer took the lead at the end of the previous lap, but he's run a little bit deep as Jackhammer. Almost touched the green on there. You don't want to be touching those white lines. It could be Highside City if that's the case. But here comes Daniele Aloe. We just saw him loom into shot up towards Arrabbiata 1, as you then swing it right once more for Arrabbiata 2. So tricky, this uphill section of the circuit.
Yeah, absolutely. And Max,
Yeah.
how do you think these riders are going to be managing their tyres as well? It's the end of the race. We're into the final stages.
I don't know. I think the tires start to moving around, and I think who of these riders can have a better setup and also don't really destroy the rear tire, it can have some big effect, especially on the last straight. Then it's very easy to overtake by have a good drive from Bucci in the corner.
Absolutely.
Which is last corner.
Yeah, look at the Michelin wet tires.
Oh,
Okay,
oh,
here
oh,
comes Ricciuti. Wow,
Ricciuti,
my goodness, he went for it.
Oh, can he make a mistake? It doesn't look like it. Oh, that was calm from Daniele Aloe. He had Ricciuti coming up the inside there.
He's got him coming back at him once again. He pulls to the left-hand side of the circuit. Now we start the final lap of the race. Jack Hammer looks like he might be taking the championship lead.
4 seconds.
Oh, well, indeed, well spotted there, Max. 4 seconds. Trask is off the back of this pack as these 5 squabble between themselves.
Yeah, and they're squabbling between themselves. It's going to play into Trask's hands as well. All of this bickering, this chopping and changing is working in Trask's favour.
It is indeed, as Daniele Aloe, he is in the wars at the moment. If he was wanting some help from his fellow Italians, he's got absolutely none of it. Everyone is out there for themselves, and it is Spadalongo, who was in third only moments ago. He slipped back to 5th, but Trask, the gap is coming down, but is it too little, too late? 2 seconds is the gap for Trask to the back of Depot Akbar, but it looks like it might be a little bit too much to ask for.
Yeah, it was always going to be a difficult decision to make. It's Jack Hammer who's still leading on this final lap. He's doing so well. Look at that concentration. In those eyes, there is nothing but focus. Jack Hammer leading. He needs to be calm. He needs to be collected. He needs to let all the riders behind him bicker between themselves. And he just needs to remain focused on what's left.
And it's such a sentiment to the Michelin wet tyres that they've been able to hold so brilliantly in these dry conditions. And Jack Hammer, barring a mistake, it looks like he might just have this one sewing up as Adrian holding on for all of his might for that second spot.
Yeah, absolutely. And just at the back there, it is Trask who set the fastest lap at 1:42.051. It just doesn't seem to be enough.
Yeah, such a shame for Trask. However, Piero Ricciuti looking for second spot. There's no Honda tactics there. It looks like he might have just punted Adrian Wide, and Daniele Alois managed to get past Adrian as well. Yes, he has. However, it will be hammer time for Jack Hammer as he's now taking the grip back of the MotoGP eSport Championship. Jack Hammer, your reigning champion, back to winning race ahead of Ricciuti and Adrian. And look at that one. That's a big statement right there from your reigning champion.
Yeah, absolutely. What must be going through his head after that race and that win, Max?
Well, I think now he's more, how you said, more convinced than he can do it. And with 2 races like that, you know, on the 3rd one you can manage if you want. You have some good package of points. So, and the other 2 you have to win the race. Maybe can have a better, how you said, not relaxed racing, but he can control more easy.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's going to be very important.
It will be indeed. I think it will be a gap of roughly 10 points for Jack Hammer heading into the final race.
Here we have those race results then. Jack Hammer in 1st, Piero Ricciuti. What a phenomenal race from him. He's in P2. And also on the podium with them is Adrian, who finished 3rd. Spadalongo, another fantastic ride, is finished in 4th. Then it's Davide Torrisi, who finished in P5. Daniele Aloe in 6th, followed by Trask after that unfortunate move into the pits to switch that bike. Then it's Keinster, Debo Akbar, Flavio Baldacci and Exa Rock.